Greetings and welcome to the 1/6 Scale Man proudly presents another episode of The Corner Definitive Take. I'm your host, Lael Rockwell for the 1/6 Scale Man YouTube channel. Do me a favor while you are here. Hit that like button like this tells you to do. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so you're always up to date to what we got going on over here on the channel, whether it is videos, live streams, shorts, interviews, anything that we actually got going on over here on this channel. You want to be in it now because you are rocking with the best. Thank you for being here. Now, again, this is another series of the Definitive Take. It is a figure that basically I've been wanting to talk about for the longest time. We started with Emperor Palpatine. We moved on to Darth Vader. We did a complete 3-part series of Spider-Man. Now, this one, I'm going to move into something completely different here. This is from the DC Universe, one of my favorite superheroes of all time from the DC Universe. Now, no, it's not Superman. It's not Batman. It is the one and only Wonder Woman. Anybody who knows me knows that it is my favorite character from the DC Universe and also DC Comics. Again, Gal Gadot portrayed her in live action on screen, but before that, we had Linda Carter, which was the best. Again, that's from my era, and she is the GOAT. But then it moved on to Gal Gadot, and Gal Gadot did such a phenomenal job, and an incredible job, and I must say, and a great pick for the actual character, depending on who you agree with. Again, my opinion, I think she did a phenomenal job, and I'm so excited that she did. Now, before we jump into the figure, I do want to actually give a special shout out to the places where we get these figures from. Again, I do this every time because, again, it's worth mentioning. Starting off with my man Ray over there at Underground Figures. I call him all day, every day Ray. The reason why is definitely he makes sure that you are up to date to the latest and greatest in figures. Make sure you sign up for that newsletter so you're always in and out as to when your figure is released and when there's new figures that might be revealed. Again, full transparency, no NRD, shipping and handling is reasonable, and he will get that figure to you in such a timely manner. I'm telling you, 2 to 3 business days tops. Ray is always on point, so definitely head on there. Let him know I actually sent you, and he'll hook you up. Got to give a special shout out to Taylor 2 Rays. This is my man Ray over there at Hawk Wars Toys, proud sponsor, might I say, of the Summer Madness that we have going on over there at the Figure Flex Friday Facebook group. Make sure that you have signed up for your chance to win one of, I think, 6 figures that are up for grabs. Definitely, he gives you a nice little care package. Not only just the figure, comic book stickers to boot. Ray is just that guy. On top of that, 100% feedback. He is doing his thing. And on top of that, he makes sure that you have a grail piece. So again, check out Ray. He'll take care of you. You tell him I sent you over there. He got you back. Also, I want to talk about my bro, one of my good friends, Jacob, over there at Comic Relief Comic Collectibles. If you're looking for comics, he got it. 1/6 scale, he got it. Anything you're looking for, he got it for you. He'll definitely take care of you. My guy, Jacob, is always on point. Such a solid dude. And on top of that, he'll make sure that you have everything that you actually needed. So when you go over there, you tell him I sent you. Sign up for his newsletter as well. He'll take care of you. Last but not least, got to give a shout out to my man Brian Wong over there at Module Case, Module Space. If you're looking for an incredible display, mono, whatever display you want, he got it for you. You hit him up, tell him I sent you over there, and he'll definitely take care of you because he's always good like that. So again, before we actually jump in here, I do want to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart. We do this every year. It is a celebration. It's the holiday season, and we want to make sure that the kids have a chance to enjoy that holiday season. Starting off with what we call the Halloween Initiative, something that we do pretty much every year. This starts on August 20th. It actually started on August 26th, going to October 25th. Again, all proceeds, super chats that we actually get in goes towards such a worthy cause, making sure that kids can celebrate the holiday season. They can have costumes for trick-or-treating. We have partnered with the Salvation Army. My better half actually works for a charter school, so she will be donating there, and also will be donating in the community, because we want to make sure that the kids have something to look forward to and that they can celebrate. So thank you very much for those who have donated and do this every year with us, because we want to make sure that the kids are happy. Again, thank you very much for your participation. Now let's jump on in. Again, we are talking about Wonder Woman. Again, one of my favorite figures, again, hands down. But we're going to take it from the beginning. We're going to go from the beginning, and we're going to see her progression. And then from there, we will decide what is the definitive version of this figure. Now, again, does she have a good start? Maybe not. Let's dig in. Now, right now, we're going to talk about the BVS version. This is the BVS Wonder Woman that we actually got from the BVS film. Now, again, is the likeness 100%? No, it's not. It's not. I have to say that right off the bat. If you see this right here, it was just starting out. Their first job at tackling this figure. It looks nothing like Gal Gadot, but I see the attempt. I knew what they were trying to do. Again, I didn't get a chance to get this particular piece. It actually sold out by the time I actually went in to get it. But luckily enough, there were other iterations that I was able to get my hands on. But yeah, you can see where they had some work. They had some work ahead of them. You know, again, the likeness definitely was not there. Again, you know, a great iteration. I'm not going to say it wasn't. It was something that we got from the movie that I know a lot of people were looking forward to. So again, if you got this in hand, you were looking for a Wonder Woman, this was a great stand-in to what we would have eventually ended up getting. So if you got this, happy for you. Moving on now. This piece right here, I have to say this right off the bat. Very important piece to me, an incredible piece to have in your display. And it is none other. Now, this is basically from her solo film, right? I want to say that. Starting off with the Wonder Woman training armor version. Now, you can see that there is highly improved on the head sculpt itself. Silicone body is incredible. This piece is definitely a grail. If you have this in your collection, I'm telling you, you have such an incredible piece. Everything that actually comes with the display options, bow and arrow, sword, shield, everything about this piece is such incredible, very valuable. And I think that it was a vast improvement from what we actually got from the BVS version. Again, you know, is the likeness 100%? No, but it's way better. And I can see Gal Gadot more than in this than I can actually see with the BVS version. On top of that, the silicone body was incredible. I think this was, you know, it's the detail, the proportions. It was definitely there. Aesthetically, this figure was great. And I'm so glad that I actually have it in my display. It was something that I looked at for a while. I was like, yo, do I need it? Do I need it? But once I got it, I was like, yeah, I see why I need it. So definitely an important piece. Love this. Again, it is incredible. It's tough. This is tough because this is definitely an incredible piece. Moving on, though, let's move into this. Now, this is basically from the Justice League version, but you can say this is from the Justice League version and also her own, you know, solo film. Because again, there's a lot to go on when we're talking about this particular figure. Again, this is from the Justice League version of, you know, this is again, there's a lot of, this is the Snyder. Now, again, if you saw the Snyder version, that was definitely the superior version. Joss Whedon also did his interpretation, but I think the Snyder cut was better in my opinion. But again, this is Wonder Woman from the Justice League film itself. Again, if you're looking at the golden, not the golden armor, I was saying the golden armor. If you're looking at the rendition that we actually got from her own training armor, and to this, it's like, could it have been, is there room for improvement? And definitely we know there is. There's definitely room for improvement here. But I think it still is a good iteration that we actually got of this armor versus what we got from the previous iteration at BVS. I think this is better. I definitely think this is better. But, again, the likeness, it still needs some work. But it does show some strong characteristics. And if you have this in, it is an amazing display. It comes with the cloak that she had from her solo film as well. I think it looks good. It definitely looks good. Solid piece. I have it. I'm happy with it. But, it was also some room for improvement. Moving on. Let's actually talk about this version. Now, this one right here, okay, depending on if you got it, this was the Wonder Woman comic book concept piece. Once I saw it, I knew I had to have it because, again, This is a flashback to the late, great Linda Carter, paying homage to DC's heyday. And on top of that, it is comic accurate, and I love it. I love this piece. Everything about it is incredible. I'm so glad that I got it. Hopefully you got this in hand. If you didn't, you're missing such an important piece. Now, I know the likeness isn't 100%, but it's still a piece that is valuable, and it's incredible, and one that you would definitely want to have in your collection. I think is really decent. But again, what we're talking about is that head sculpt. Is the head sculpt 100%? No, it's not. Again, it was this improvement, from what we got early iteration. But again, it just seems like there was a reuse, and that they didn't make any attempts to improve. Bummer. But I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But as you can see, it was definitely some room for improvement. Which brings us we're fast forward now to Wonder Woman 84. Now, Wonder Woman 84 was a very divisive film. I just have to say that right off the bat. Wasn't a great film. It was not a great film. By any means, it was not a great film. But it has some good points. But they did release some really, really decent figures. Starting with the Golden Armor Wonder Woman. Now, we can see here that this is vast improvements on that head sculpt. We're starting to see Gal Gadot a little bit more in this. We're getting there. We're almost there. We're almost to the finish line. We are getting there. We see that face. That head sculpt is incredible. The golden armor is there, polished. It is definitely an iteration that we actually got from the film. The only thing about this piece that I can say that I did not like is the articulation. The armor just didn't allow for any type of movement, with this figure. Yes, aesthetically it looks good with the wings and everything. It looks great. I was glad I have it. I got the deluxe version. But again, it's just the armor. It as far as articulation, there was some restraints there. So it was more like power poses that you got with it. Now, again, the head sculpt, you can see it's there. It's almost there. You can see Gal Gadot in this picture. I wish they would have gave us rolling eyes. They have still yet to give us the PERS technology with these figures, and I don't know what they're waiting on. And again, the hair, here's the thing, depending on how you style the hair, you might get the rendition that you're looking for. Again, it can be styled. Again, I always want to let people know, use some Murray's grease, Murray's balm, my trusty cam right here. You use that and that balm works. It makes sure that their hair stays in place and you can style it. Might take some little styling, but you can style it, make it look good. But I think in all, the head sculpt on this piece was incredible. It definitely looks good. It definitely bodes well, for, this character, and again, it was some improvements. It's improvements on where we were going. We can see that they were trying to really improve on the head sculpt. And I think they did a good job. Now, this was basically the production photos from the prototype. We know that the prototype was better. It was definitely better. But again, I have this, and you can see Gal Gadot a lot better. They're taking steps to basically move and progress forward. And this is what we ended up with. So shout out to Hot Toys for doing a phenomenal job with this piece. Is it definitive though? Not just quite yet. Moving on. Then from the same line, we got the Wonder Woman 84. And you can see some improvements again on that head sculpt, but the body on this was phenomenal. This right here, though, was their first steps at giving us a figure with fully sculpted hair. Now, this is the sculpted hair version. This figure, though, I am not going to lie, it is phenomenal. I think they nailed it. It is one of the best Wonder Woman renditions that we've actually gotten thus far up into this particular point of the show. It is an incredible piece. You can see Gal Gadot's likeness. The hair, again, there's downsides to it because the hair, even though it is sculpted, you can get some subtle movements from it. But again, not 100% what you would actually want. But still, it's an incredible piece to have. I love it. I think that what I got from it, what I managed to get from it, gave me everything that I actually wanted. But again, it depends on whether or not you're really in on this. But this, I think it looks incredible. Definitely a phenomenal piece, man. But it's crazy because I thought after this, now we know from this particular film and the reception that it got, I didn't think they were going to do anymore. I thought that this was definitely going to be it when it comes to this particular version. Now, of course, we know DC has made some conscious decisions to kind of weed out a lot of the characters that we're connected to, actors that we're connected to, such as Henry Cavill as Superman, Ben Affleck as far as Batman. We already know what that Flash whole thing went, so I don't even want to go there. Ray basically playing Cyborg, and of course Jason Momoa as Aquaman. So again, with this, they've moved on and they decided that they wanted to move on from Gal Gadot with Wonder Woman, which I have my feelings about that because I think she was incredible and I still see her. And I'm pretty sure little girls who have looked up to her see her the same way. But again, it just depends on your interpretation of what you want. And whoever, whatever James Gunn does, I'll stand behind it. Again, he has the vision. He knows what he wants. From the character. But I think Gal Gadot, for her, tenure with the actual character did such an incredible job. So I do want to give her a shout out. But I thought that this was it. I thought that after this particular figure, we weren't getting any more. There were so many different display options you got with this one. And then they actually gave us the swirling, they gave us the articulated whip. And if you got the deluxe edition, there were certain things you got with it. But I think, again, this suit was phenomenal. The posing attributes were phenomenal. A heavy beast of a figure, but definitely the articulation was there and it looked great. And I'm happy I have mine. I have them all. When it's a Wonder Woman figure, you already know I'm going to get it. But definitely, it is what it is. It definitely is what it is. But man, moving on from here, though, is a figure that I did not expect to see and I didn't think that we were going to get. But when we got it, I was mesmerized. I was like, okay, I see where we're going right now. That this was basically Hot Toys' first introduction. You might want to say, listen, they didn't want to label this artisan. It was the 100th anniversary, but you might as well damn well know that this was an artisan version because it was limited. This was definitely a limited, and it was an exclusively limited piece. I managed to get mine through Hawk Wars. Shout out to Hawk Wars Ray over there at Hawk Wars Toys. Again, Ray made sure that I got mine for my birthday. Definitely wanted to give him a shout out for that. But yeah, this was definitely their first introduction. I must say, I have to say, this was definitely their first introduction for Ray into figuring out. Let me just actually full screen this because again, I didn't anticipate seeing this. And when we got it, I was like, wow. The articulation, and it was the first time that we got the full rotation with the waist. They softened the armor so you can get full rotation. The silicone is definitely fully posable. It's new. I mean, it was a new look. Hair was wool and it stays in place. So again, you don't have to worry about futzing with it, too much. You don't have to worry about styling it too much because the style is there and it holds so well. The wool that they did with this is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. This piece right here, I was so happy. She's right there with the Justice League. Could not pass up on this piece. So happy that I have it. So happy that it's in my collection. Again, everything about it is incredible. Everything that we got from prototype was translated into its production, and I think they killed it. And yeah, like this is hard because, like I said, this would be considered. I wouldn't want to actually consider and say is the definitive version. And just in case you didn't watch my year in review last year, this wound up being figure for the year. The figure of the year for me. It was number one in my collection. It was figure of the year, followed by who basically came up after her. I think it was where's she at? She's Phoenix Shan. Phoenix Shan was second, and then of course Reva was third. But definitely I think it was Black Panther. I'm not really sure. But this piece right here is phenomenal in your collection and deserves praise. Hot Toys, you nailed it with this. You did such a great job. People who missed out on this, you missed out on an incredible piece, an incredible display option, and it looks so good with your Justice League collection. So yeah, wasn't something I was going to pass up on, and I'm so glad to have it. The display base was decent. Again, 100th anniversary edition of this particular figure. Now, I know what you're asking. I know what you want to know. I know what all of y'all are asking right now, and what the question is. Is this the definitive figure? Is this one that I want to actually say is the definitive figure for me? There's two figures that I want to actually say and I want to put in that place. One, of course, is this one. But then I want to say that the training armor I am highly impressed with. Now, mind you, I had already made up my decision, beforehand on what I thought was going to be the definitive version, So I must harken back. Let's go back and take a look again. We have this version, which is the training armor, which I think is an incredible piece. It is incredible, phenomenal, right? So there has to be a first runner. We have to have the winner and the runner-up, right? So we have to have the winner and the runner-up. So what do I think is definitive? Is it going to be this one right here? Or is it going to be the Wonder Woman 100 Special Edition? Ladies and gentlemen, I have to say this. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Because I had made up my mind earlier, but now that's changed. And I got to say it is this Wonder Woman. This one right here, this 100th anniversary is the definitive Wonder Woman so far. Unless other companies like InArt decides to tackle it, if Jazz Inc. decides to tackle it, for right now, this is the definitive Wonder Woman that you want to have in your collection. Such an incredible piece all the way around. Hot Toys, Chef's Kiss. Shout out to you guys. You nailed this. Now, only thing is, where you're going to be able to find it right now, I doubt it because it is very pricey. It is extremely pricey right now, so I don't know if you'll be able to find it. I got mine through Hawk Wars Toys. Again, I don't know where you might find yours, but such an incredible piece. It was limited to, whoever can find it. But man, oh my God, this is such a beautiful piece. So excited that I have this in my collection. So excited that I was able to get it and add it to the collection. And of course, the runner-up, I have to say, definitely hands down, the runner-up is going to be this one right here. I mean, it's just something special about this piece. Very special about having this figure in your collection. And again, it's one that started it all. So I definitely want to give a shout out to this piece as well. But again, I have to actually say from the top, the definitive figure for me, the definitive Wonder Woman for me is going to be this one right here, 100th anniversary, wool hair. Again, just what they've used with this one, the new silicone with this one is incredible. So definitely this is going to be my choice. So again, thank you guys for another incredible episode, tuning in to my definitive take on these figures that we actually get, because I'm going to give you my honest opinion. This is what we all about. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. So that's my definitive take on this one. Thank you. Do me a favor again. Hit that like button. Subscribe like this tells you to do. Hit that bell notification so you're always up to date. So what we got going on over here on the channel. Again, I am your host, Leo Rockwell, for the 1/6 Scale Man YouTube channel, signing out, but telling you have a wonderful and awesome weekend. Long weekend, that is. And I will be back sometime this week. And you tell me what you think. You tell me in the chat. What do you think is basically definitive? And what do you want to see as your next definitive take? What figure should I do next? Should it be Iron Man? Should it be? You let me know what you think I should actually do, and we'll take it from there. But besides that, man, love y'all. Thank you for being here. God bless. Let's keep on collecting. Let's go.